What is good, y'all? It is Anime K here, and we are back from the video, and today we're going to be discussing chapter 12 of Boruto. Now, chapter 12 of Boruto was a very interesting chapter, right? And I know you guys see the title of the video and you're probably thinking, how is Shikamaru going to die? Well, first of all, right, the first quick point I want to make here is Kawaki was already very suspicious of Shikamaru, but I feel like a lot more people will start to become suspicious of Shikamaru. But I want to cover that in today's video. Maybe by the end of the video, you guys will agree with me. So guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and let's get into it. Now, the first point I want to make here is I want to go all the way back to chapter 6, right? And it was when Shikamaru was talking to the village elders about Boruto coming back to the village, right? And obviously the village elders, they didn't want Boruto in the village. They wanted him to be caught and killed, right? And Shikamaru basically reported saying that Boruto was the reason why Code left. Shikamaru basically says, it is undeniable Code was driven off by Boruto's help, right? So he said that. Now, this isn't enough to draw suspicion, obviously, right? He was just reporting what actually happened, but the fact that he didn't really take a strong enough stance on capturing Boruto, he just basically said, look, Boruto helped. Maybe to the village elders that might have raised a tiny bit of suspicion. Obviously not enough, but when you stack up against the other things I'm going to name, right, it does become much bigger, like the domino effect, basically. Now we'll move on to chapter 8, right? And in chapter 8, this is when Kawaki found out that Boruto was still in the village after his fight with Mitsuki, and he radios into Shikamaru, basically telling him, look, I'm about to go after Boruto is in the village. And Shikamaru weirdly says, look, calm down, slow down, Kawaki, wait for reinforcements, right? Now we know why he said that. Obviously he's trying to protect Boruto, but Kawaki doesn't know that. And wouldn't it be more, I guess, right for him to tell Kawaki, look, get over there quickly, because Boruto has his teleportation jutsu, right? Wouldn't you want Kawaki to get over there quickly? Now, Kawaki doesn't say anything at that point, but what's really interesting that happens is when Kawaki gets there, Boruto is gone. Now, there's not an exact scene where Shikamaru tells Boruto to get out of there, right? So I don't know how to really take this scene when I first seen it, and even now, but Boruto does go as soon as Kawaki starts heading over. Now, I don't know if it's because he could hear Kawaki through Ino's jutsu. I know there's separate lines, so I don't really know, but to Kawaki, he did look suspicious. And if you see the panel after it, right, Kawaki looks very suspicious, and he even says he vanished before he perceived me, and he looks very suspicious. And you even get the panel, like I said before, with them two together. So I feel like the manga artist was at least implying that again Kawaki is very suspicious, thinking, how did Boruto get away? Because he couldn't perceive me, he didn't know I was coming, and he just vanishes as soon as I start to go over there. And one last point, if you look at his orders when the Shinju show up, is very different to when Kawaki is going after Boruto, because he tells everyone, get over there quickly, the Shinju have shown up. But then if you see when Boruto shows up, he's very hesitant. I don't know if they'll take that into account, but it's at least an interesting thing to note that you can tell the difference in Shikamaru's orders of when the Shinju show up to when Boruto shows up, right? Kawaki looks like he's starting to put the pieces together. He's obviously not that smart yet, so it will take him a long time, but it does seem like Kawaki, especially after Boruto gets away, right, he will start to put the pieces together. But I just thought that was an interesting thing to note, that you can tell the differences in his ordering, right? The way he orders people to go after Boruto and the way he orders people to go after the Shinju. Obviously, we know the reason why, but let's say if you didn't know and you was a reader reading this, maybe you would pick that up. Now we come to the last chapter where Boruto's being interrogated, right? And Shikamaru suggests, look, let's bring in Mitsuki to use venom. Now, guys, I don't know what venom is. Maybe I'm forgetting. You guys can let me know in the comments below. I don't know if it's an ability that makes him truth tell or something. I don't really know. I know Mitsuki has abilities with his snakes where he can do stuff, but I don't know. Maybe that's a new ability, or maybe I'm just forgetting. I don't know, guys, but I didn't know what venom meant, but I'm guessing it's maybe a truth telling thing. I don't really know. But he basically orders Mitsuki to come in and, I guess, interrogate Boruto with, what's his name again? Oh yeah, Ibiki, right? That's his name, Ibiki. And as Mitsuki comes in, Boruto says, hey Mitsuki, are you still idiotically searching for your son? Sorry guys, for some reason I can't say it properly. And Mitsuki gets angry and frees Boruto. Now look, this part here, I don't know whether Boruto was in on it, or I don't know, maybe it's a scene that they're gonna show in the next chapter, but it doesn't seem like Boruto's just riled up Mitsuki for no reason, right? I feel like they was all in on it. Maybe that's obvious and you're watching this going, well, obviously Boruto was in on it, why would he say that? But I just thought that was very interesting. I feel like, I guess Boruto's in on the plan with Shikamaru and Mitsuki. I don't really know, but it does seem that way to me. And after this happens, right, we see that Mitsuki frees Boruto. Boruto gets away, gets his stuff, right? And after, we see the elders telling Shikamaru, look, there will be consequences for what you did. And that was probably one of the main points that made me think that something will happen to Shikamaru. Now, I don't think the elders would kill Shikamaru, but it is a possibility that something will happen to Shikamaru, right? Because again, if you look at the other stuff I've listed, right, there's been so many mess ups that's happened with them trying to capture Boruto, and then with this now, with him telling them, look, let's bring in Mitsuki, and even being warned not to bring in Mitsuki, and he still did it, and Mitsuki loses control, right? I feel like something will happen to Shikamaru. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what it could be, but I feel like something will happen to Shikamaru. Now, look, the reason why I think Shikamaru is going to die, or at very least be in trouble, right, is because, look, all the stuff I've named before, Kawaki's already suspicious, right? The elders could become more suspicious now. I mean, they're already saying consequences will happen, so it looks like they'll at least investigate what happened, right? And then you have Konohamaru, who, again, he's not the smartest guy, but he might start to become suspicious. Then you have Ino, who basically said she's not going to help anymore because, again, she wants to follow the village code. I doubt she would snitch on Shikamaru or tell people what happened, because again, it is a friend that she grew up with for many years, and she wouldn't want anything happening to him. But again, we don't know what if Ino does. We don't know. Maybe she might tell Sai, and Sai might go and tell someone, or she might want to tell someone about it, right? We don't know. But at the very least, you have at least 3 or 4 people where you don't know what they're going to do right now. You don't know what's going to happen. But I feel like at the very least, he will be stripped as the 8th Hokage, and I feel like someone else will be appointed, someone else who they can control. I don't know who that will be. Maybe Sakura, maybe, probably not, but maybe Sakura, or I don't know who else will become 8th Hokage. But I feel like Shikamaru as the 8th Hokage, his days are very numbered. Now, again, there is a little argument against this, because you could go, oh, why didn't Kashin Kojin see a future where Shikamaru dies? And I guess my argument against that, if anyone was really thinking that, would be, well, maybe after this chapter, he does see a future where Shikamaru does die, or at least get stripped as the 8th Hokage, because again, like he said, futures change. When he told Boruto about what was going on with Onupians and him being able to see possible futures, he said the future is already starting to change just by him knowing this. So maybe Shikamaru freeing Boruto maybe had some lasting effects on what's going to happen, and maybe Kashin Kojin could see a future where Shikamaru either dies, maybe by Kawaki's hand, or at least gets stripped as the 8th Hokage. But I don't really know, but I think that is my thoughts on that. Now, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think Shikamaru will be stripped as the 8th Hokage? Do you think Kawaki will kill him? Do you think Ino will turn on him? I don't really know, but this chapter has been very interesting. I do want to cover different parts of the chapter, right? But I feel like this was the most compelling part of this chapter, and one thing that stuck out to me straight away was just all the times that Shikamaru's helped. I don't know how long he'll be able to do it for. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you agree with me, or let me know if you disagree with me. And guys, I am out. Peace.